Hello everyone, Bone Harvester here. In this video, we will take a look rook sacrifice on e8 in fried door attack, and after knight a5, 5 knight a5, bishop b7 variation. Let's take a look from starting position. d5, e takes d5, knight a5 variation, bishop b5 check, c6, d c6, and b takes c6. Now queen f3. Before queen f3, there is a little bit side variation. I just want to show this variation. Knight can take on c6. Bishop c4 is very strong here because black has no d pawn for defending f7 square. And bishop c5, d3, castle kingside, knight c3, bishop g4, f3, bishop f5, and knight ge4. Very good position, with very good position white. And white already pawn up. White's pawn structure is very good. Bishop g5, queen e2, bishop d3, bishop e3, ondan sonra castle kingside or castle queenside. Everything is okay here because white is pawn up, and pawn structure is very good. And after exchange of these 2 pawns, if it's possible, white will have 4 pawn against 2 pawn majority on queen side. It will be killer advantage for white. Okay, let's keep going. Queen f3. There is 3 different options. Black has 3 different options. Bishop b7, c takes b5 for sacrificing rook on e8, and bishop d7. Let's start from main variation. Bishop b7 and bishop e4, bishop e7, d3, castle kingside, c5. Logic, opening bishop's way, and queen e2. Queen e2 is a very good square, and also, if possible, white can use light squares on queen side, as we talked before. But in this variation, black will push its own pawns with g6, f5. That's because queen e2 a little bit better. Rook c8, rook d1, knight c6, trying to go d4 square. That's because c3 and protecting d4. Also rook already on d1, and that's because white can play in possible time d4 for destroying center. h6, knight goes e4, knight d5, bishop e3, knight f5, knight f4, bishop f4, and knight a3. And after that, knight can go c4, b5, c3, and with the idea d4. Everything is okay here for white. White has no big problems. I think basically simple play. f3 is solve everything here. We don't afraid from knight take on b3. After exchange, rook's file will be open, and this file will be very useful because we are defending side. We need piece play. We need activate our pieces. Also, don't forget white is pawn up. That's because this is a good variation, good position for white. Okay, this variation is a main variation. Let's take a look side variation. Now, instead of c5, h6 can possible here. h6, knight e4, knight d5, Queen g3 because bishop's way is open. Knight f4 and bishop f4, e takes f4, queen f4, f5, and after knight c e3, and with the idea knight d2, and in possible time knight c4. As we talked before, knight c4 is very good position, good move, good defensive move, because it's protecting b2 pawn in open file, black's open file, also helping from central squares. Very good. Maybe knight can go d2 and f3, maybe knight e3 and somewhere else, but knight c4 is very good, especially in this position. After knight c4, knight takes c4 and queen takes c4, and after that this pawn will be under attack, but don't take it, don't be greedy, because it will be your piece will be pinned. And more basically, after knight c4, if black trades knights on c4, after queen takes c4 check, and whites manage trading some more pieces for decreasing pressure on white's king or white's camp. That's because this variation is completely good. Okay, let's take a look other variation now. Instead of knight d5, rook c8 is possible. Let's take a look. Rook c8. Rook c8 is not very rook c8 have not very deep ideas. It's just protecting pawn, nothing more. Maybe c5 and c4 and opening a file, maybe. No more, but no more. Rook c8, knight takes f6, bishop f6, queen g3, queen g3, king h7, knight c3, c5, bishop e3, and now bishop e3 can playable, and there is no problem. And after that, white will play its own rooks from somewhere, and after that he can play game. It's already chess game. There is no big opening problems right now. Just whites must take care of d4 square, because knight c6 after d4 will be always problem for whites. But if whites manage to protect c2 pawn and handle d4 knight's threats, everything will be okay for white. Okay, last variation, queen d4. Yes, queen d4. When I see queen d4 first time, I was very surprised, because I was playing a strong chess player and he played queen d4 here. It was 3 minute game, and I didn't find how to play. I didn't find perfect way. I played with blunders and with mistakes. Knight takes on f6, bishop f6, knight c3, protecting bishop, c5, queen g3, bishop h4, queen h3, bishop c8, queen f3, attacking rook on a8, bishop g4, and queen e4. After that, bishop d2, and in possible time white can exchange pieces, and after that game will be okay for white. I made mistake. I completely remember. I take knight c3. Yes, I make mistake here. I played queen e2 here for because I was scared from these diagonals and this diagonal from queen. That's because I went queen e2 and bishop e3. It was good variation for me, not very bad, but I didn't find clear plan and I make mistakes in late of middle game. Yes. Okay. We inspected all of these side variations, and now we inspected c5 variation, also h6 variation. We can go and another variations right now. Now we inspected bishop b7 right now. It's time to inspect c takes b5. No, sorry. Let's go bishop d4. It's just one variation. After that we will take a look sacrifice variation. Bishop d7, bishop d3, bishop e7, knight c3, castle kingside, g6, and rook queen d1, bishop g4, knight f3, and after g6 queen d1, because this is strong. You can play bishop e2, knight f3, maybe f3 with king h1. Everything is possible here, but engine says knight f3 is very good because knight have no job here. Return and let the knight help center. h3, bishop h3, and after that maybe b3 and bishop maybe bishop c4, d3, bishop from this diagonal. I'm sure I prefer this diagonal. Okay, this is one of other variation, and now it's big problem. C takes b5, and this c takes b5. I know instead of c takes b5, I remember black can play h6 here. I didn't make variation. Now I notice it right now. It's new idea. Idea is after knight e4 and take on b5, forcing white to exchange knights, and after black will take g pawn for opening this g file, and after take on a8, queen d7, and after that, as you can see, white will set up an attack on white's king side. This is extremely dangerous variation, and I remember, let me check it, queen d7. I remember everything about this variation. I read a book about this variation which is published, and I will add this variation later. I will make a new video just about this variation. It will be short video, but okay, I will just add there. But I tried to play queen f3 here, and after that queen e2 and d4. I playing like this here, but I will prepare a video about this variation later. Okay, let's take a look early c takes b5 variations. C takes b5, queen a8, queen c7, queen f3, bishop b7, queen e2, bishop e7, castle kingside, knight c6, of course protecting d4, h6, knight e4, queen e4, knight b4. It's very big problem for black. Black must don't take a1 a1 rook, because after queen g4, if black take e1, I remember black will lose here. Let's take a look, a quick analyze. I remember it's a big mistake. Yes, and d3. Yes, and just let him evaluate a little bit more. Yes, rook c1. Knight is trapped here, and white take 2 pawn, and after that white will take knight, and everything will be equal, but the black's position in very cramp, and white solved its developing problems, and game going to be very good for whites. That's because it's very problematic move for black. Sometimes black trying to take this rook, and now in bishop 10 bishop b7, let's take a look. Bishop take g2, rook g1, bishop b7, knight c3, after bishop b7, and d3, and after that developing bishop, and everything is okay with the castle queen side. And okay, now 10 bishop d7, we inspected this variation. Let's go variation by variation for learning and understanding better. Knight c6 and protecting central squares b4 and c4, as like closest Sicilian and other closest systems. Bishop g4 and eyeing up at queen, and looking for a chance at trading queens, and also this square is very good. Knight d4, if we take, queen will take c1. Knight e3, now white's threatening with take on d4, because white rook is protecting bishop. Knight e2, knight b5, if you take my queen, I'll take your queen with check, and I'll take back your knights. Queen b8 and queen d3, protecting knights, and now threatening with f3 or something else. For example, maybe in possible time knight e4 is playable here, and yes, everything is okay, but I think queen side is very cramped. In white's queen side is very cramped. White must very careful about this queen side, and if you make a single mistake in this variation game, it's meaning game over. But I think it's very good here, because white is clean rook up, one rook, 3 pieces, 4 pieces. Sorry, clean exchange. I mean clean exchange up. As you can see, this variation is very problematic, and engine says black has very strong initiative. After for example, let's take a look some continuations. h6, knight e4, knight f4, attacking queen, and not just queen, also g2 too. Um, Probably these variations are wrong because it's too less depth. We have to wait minimum 40. So it's saying queen c4 here, but I'm sure about it. This depth is not too long. That's because this is problematic right now. We don't have to trust this variation, but as I said before, this variation is dangerous. Black has strong initiative, and let's take a look. Queen c4, knight e4, knight c7, king d8, and queen e4. Yes, this is what engine says. Engine says black has a little bit better here, but yes, I see. After that d4. Okay, okay. Right now, this move is very strong because now white's threatening with d4 here, and maybe castle kingside, and after that bishop's way will be open and rook will be worked from d file, and this will be helps so much for white because as you remember, in this position white has big problem in queen side, and after that with this position white solving its problems. Okay, let's take a look other variation. Instead of bishop g4, bishop e7 here, castle kingside h3, protecting bishop g4. uh, White's light squared bishop and all of minor pieces well placed and very dangerous right now. h6, knight e4, knight d5, knight g3, bishop e6, and knight f5. Mm, as we talked before in bishop 8 bishop e7 variation, with the same idea and maneuver, trying to exchange some minor pieces. And if we talk about last variation, after d3, white can develop slowly, and I think this position is more playable than this variation. And 10 bishop g4, queen g3, knight c6. Now we didn't play c3 here. Knight c6, knight c3, knight d4, castle kingside, and we are leaving to take on c2, h6, knight e4, white threatening with knight c6 check, and queen take on g4. That's because black must protect this bishop, and now queen d3, and after that some exchange and develop, everything will be okay. And also white want to take this pawn right now. We have to say this one too. For example, knight c6 after knight take on b5, b6, b5. It's playable too. Okay, let's take a look. Bishop b7, we inspected this one. C takes b5, we inspected. Uh, Bishop d7, we inspected. Okay, h6. As I said before, h6 is a very strong option in my opinion. I will add a new variation just about this line in next video, and I'm looking. Okay, we inspected everything about fried liver attack and sacrificing bishop b7 and c takes b5 for sacrificing e8 rook. I hope you liked this video.